Hey everyone, so are you ready for cup of cheer? I don't know, are you really ready? Hey everyone, Kristen Sam here, and we are going to be starting Cup of Cheer soon. But to be able to start it, we have to prep it. So very quickly, just a reminder of the products that we need. So the Machine Embroidery CD comes in the booklet. See right there, there's the CD. I've already made little notes on mine. That's the Machine Embroidery CD. The embellishment kit. Cute, cute, cute. These products all come from our sponsor for this project, which is My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. You need your backing fabric, and the optional thread kit has all the threads that we need, and I will be putting in each video which threads that I'm using. And then we need the fabric kit. So the fabric kit is what we're going to talk about today. So the fabric kit comes with everything that we need for our fabrics, other than that backing fabric. Like I mentioned, you do need a backing fabric, but it comes in this bundle like here. All right, so all of these we need to prep. So I am going to use my, let me grab it, sorry, fusible backing. So Kimberbell Fusible Backing. I'm going to put this on the back of all of my fabrics. I find it makes it a lot easier to cut, and it really helps to stabilize them. We're also going to have stabilizer in the hoop, and we'll go over that on each block that we work on. But for the fabrics, for prepping the fabrics, you want to get your Kimberbell Fusible Backing, and that is available also at our sponsor at My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. So all of these fabrics, we're going to cut them, and the guide is in your booklet. And the thing that I'm not going to go step by step on cut this one, this size, that, so on. But what I will do is, as we start the project, every single block, I will show the fabrics and show the cut sizes, so you don't have to prep them ahead of time. You can just prep them as you begin the project, and that is completely fine. I used to always do it that way because it takes quite a bit of time to just sit there and cut, and I find it really boring. But now that I'm doing all these videos, I find it easier to have everything ready in my little packet ready to go. So speaking of the packets, let me grab those. Sorry. So these are the packets. There is a link always at the bottom of every single video, and the packets just make it really easy. You can see I've still got my notes from when we did 2 scoops, but the packets just make it so that when you're going to work on a block, if you've pre-cut your fabrics and put your backing, the fusible backing on, then you just grab your packet and you're ready to go. Again, that is optional. You don't have to do that. You can work on them each day. As I say, we're going to need this, that, and the other. You grab those and you prep them, you get them ready, and you're good to go. Either way will work fine, but I want to give you a few tips. So like I said, in the booklet, so let's see, it starts on page 4. So page 4 has all of the fabric requirements, and it will tell you each section what size you need, on and on. So there's a few things that you can do. So one big thing I want to mention is when it says border block. So you will see filler block. It says filler block. So on your filler blocks, I would recommend cutting them a little bit bigger. It's not required. I will show you when we're working on a block, you can just put that fabric right inside of the placement stitch, and it will fit fine. It will work fine. You would have to tape it in place or watch it super close, or you can make it a little bit bigger and then it will tack it down. So either way, whatever works for you, those are your 2 options on the filler blocks. But I am going to cut mine a little bit bigger. So when I say a little bit bigger, so when you do any of the Kimberbell blocks, you'll notice that the fabrics are always, I believe it's 2 inches larger. Is that right? I think about 2 inches larger. And then after you finish working on the block, at the end, it will say your final cut size is X, whatever it is. And then you cut it down. The reason for that is that when you are stitching these blocks, if they're not super well stabilized, and I'm going to stabilize mine really, really well so it doesn't do this, but even when they're stabilized, they will a little bit pull in from those stitches. So when you do a filler block, we're still going to quilt those. You don't have to do that. I am going to quilt all of my filler blocks, and we'll go over all of that step by step. But I'm going to quilt mine. And again, if you just put that fabric down and quilt it, that stitching is going to pull it in a little bit, and it'll be a little bit smaller than you need it to be. The filler blocks in the fabric guide are already pre-cut. They're already the size it says on like filler block 2.5 by 2.5. That's the final cut size. Whereas on the blocks on each of the pages, it will say you're gonna start with your main fabric at this, you're gonna start with your applique fabric at this, and then you're gonna do your final cut size on that main fabric. And whereas the filler blocks, they're ready to go. So because of that, I'm going to cut mine a 1/2 inch larger. So you can do a little bit larger if you want, but a 1/2 inch really works. And it's not a 1/2 inch on each side, it's literally a 1/2 inch. So think of it this way. When our final cut size of a project is, say, here's a good one. So on the batting, so say that our final cut size is 4.5 by 6.5. Then I always tell you, you want your batting to be 5 by 7, a 1/2 inch larger, all right? So instead of 4.5 by 6.5, batting is 5 by 7. That's a 1/2 inch larger, and that will work great if you use that same analogy. If you do that for your filler blocks, it will tack it down. You will have to make sure to trim it afterward to that final cut size, which we'll go over, right? We're going to do this all together. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently as far as the order of the blocks. So if I recall, the first block, the first block is on page 12, and it starts with the star. I'm not going to do them in that order. I'm going to mix it up and just keep it interesting, and I'll tell you each day what we're going to work on, and we'll go through it step by step. You are not going to need to worry about anything. I know that there's several newbies that are doing this as their first project, and wow, that's amazing. I love that. That will be super, super cool. So my very first Kimberbell project was the Hello Sunshine quilt, and that was a big, huge quilt and a huge, big deal to me because I didn't even know how to sew at that point. So this is doable. We will get you through this. We will do it fun. It's going to be great. Don't worry. Don't stress. I know there's already been a lot of people saying that they're worried about the cutting. They're worried about seeing the fabrics because some of them, there's this little box telling you you're going to use this fabric, and you have to figure out, well, which one is that? Is that this gray one or that gray one? Or, it can be confusing. But I'm telling you, we're going to go through it together, and it's going to be super fun. You're going to do great. So when we do start the blocks, I will literally hold up the fabric and say, it's this one, and explain to you which one it is, and you're not going to have any problems. So as far as cutting, so cutting is the theme right now. That is what we're going to work on. So our whole focus right now is just going to be on cutting our fabrics and prepping our fabrics. So you can do it a few ways. So you can, I'll tell you what I do, and I've switched it up too. I've done it different ways. So I think on Candy Corn Quilt Shop, I got it in my head that I was just going to do, I was going to go page by page. So here's an option. So you can go page by page. So say that you start, what was it, page 12, and on that first block, where am I? There we go. All right. So that first block, it tells you on star 1, you need fabric 1, background, fabric 2, star. All right. You could go through page by page and just cut that fabric and put it in your little packet. That would work great. And the reason for doing it that way is if there's any chenille fabrics or filler blocks or anything like that, you're going to know because you're going page by page. And that works great. The only negative, and the reason I stopped doing it that way, is it takes a long time. And it's not so much going through the pages, but going through your fabrics. So there are a ton of fabrics in this bundle. And so finding each one over and over again, switching back to, oh, now I need that red one again. Where was that? That to me took a long time. So instead, on the last one, what was our last one that we did? I don't remember. But on the last one, what I did is I took the one fabric and then I look it up and in the guide. So like I said, on your fabric requirement sheet, that was, I don't remember what page 4. So say that you start with this red fabric and you cut all of these fabrics. That's quicker. You're doing one fabric, you're prepping one fabric, you're cutting them all. That to me was quicker. So I'm going to do it that way, but literally whatever works for you, your quilt, your way, it doesn't matter. So one other question I get a lot is, do you prep the entire fabric or do you prep the little pieces that you need? And if you have a ton of your fusible backing, it is quicker. I'll tell you right now, if you do the entire fabric and then cut it, it's easier and faster for sure. I don't do it that way just because you end up with a lot of extra fabric, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're going to use that fabric anyway. I save all of my scraps. I have them all. See all of that? Excuse my mess. But I keep all of my fabrics and I use them. I totally use them. And if they've already got the fusible backing on them, yahoo, right? You're all set. So there's nothing wrong. It's not like you're going to throw those away, all the extras. But I generally cut, and I might change my mind. Actually, I changed my mind a couple of times last time on a big project. You get where you just want it quick and easy because it does take a few days to do all of the cutting. So either way, you can do the entire fabric and then cut up the pieces that you need, save your scraps, or you can cut the specific fabric. So like I need a 4.5 by 5. I would cut that on the fabric, cut that on the fusible backing, iron them together. So either way, whatever works for you. What I generally do is I cut the fabric, so like the 4.5 by 5, and then I lay it on my fusible backing, cut it. I don't have to measure that all again. I just make it match the fabric, and then I fuse it together. But again, like I said, if you want it quicker and faster, do your fusible backing on the entire fabric. That entire fabric piece, it will be faster and easier, and I may end up doing that. I may change my mind as I get overwhelmed or something. So either way, both of those ways will work totally fine. So again, either the whole fabric or each piece that you need, using your fabric guide for your cutting or going page by page. There's lots of options that will work, and you'll figure out what works best for you. So the biggest thing though, I think, is the filler blocks. There's been a lot of chatter about the filler blocks. So again, you can cut them exactly to size. If you've already jumped ahead and cut, that's okay. It will work. I promise you it will work. But if you can cut them a 1/2 inch larger, if you have enough fabric and you haven't started yet, then if you cut your filler blocks a 1/2 inch larger, it will make it a little bit easier because you can tack it down. So that's what I'm going to do. I am not going to cut my borders yet. Even though they are in there, they're after the usually at the end. So after you do the 2 pages of fabric requirement cutting, after that is the borders and the binding. I don't do that until I need them. I think mostly because I just get bored at that point and I want to just get started on the blocks. But I do also do the embellishments. So if you go page by page especially, so if you do the fabric requirements, right after that is the embellishment requirements. So that's all the leather and the vinyl and the felt, all of that. You can cut those as well and get that all ready. I do that. So one thing is, another little tip that I do is I will make my little packets and write on them what block number that they are. And I put them in a box. I did put a link a few days ago in the Cristin Creates group of the box that I hold them, all those little packets. Let me grab that. Hold on. Sorry. So I use this one. I bought this at Target, I think, probably 20 years ago. But I found one on Amazon, and it's just a clear bin, and it's the same dimensions, maybe an inch larger. I don't recall exactly, but you want something sturdy to hold all of your packets once you get your packets all set. And so this works really well for me. It's the right size for the packets. So I will add the link for the bin that I found on Amazon. That would work really well to hold all your packets. So what I do is I number up my packets, one for each block, and then as I'm cutting, I put them all in there. So again, if you're doing what I'm going to do as far as the entire fabric, I'll do like, say, where I said that it starts with the red fabric. So on, is that it? Sorry, one more page. So on this one, if you do all of those cuts, each time you finish one, you would put it in your little packet, right? And you're all set to go. So that's my little productivity way, right? You can do it again, however works for you. But you just want to get those into each of your packets. And then once you get all of your fabrics done, then you would do your embellishments. And again, I put those in the packet that it's needed. So you can see it says mitten 1, mitten, and it's in section 2. So one other thing that I do that I haven't done yet is I take my booklet and I write the page number on here. I should show you one of my past ones. That's all. I write lots of stuff in my book. Some people treat their book as a masterpiece and they don't write on it. I write in my book. I always write in my book. It's your book. You do it however you want. But I always write the page number right next to the item so that I can easily find. And there's a couple of reasons I do that. For one thing, I can easily see which embellishments will be needed where and what goes with what. But also, what was the other? Oh, in case there's chenille. So if there's chenille, you don't want to back those fabrics. I haven't seen chenille yet in this, but I haven't gone through every single one page by page yet. I did a quick through so that I can make my little notes, but that's the thing, is if there's chenille, you don't want to back those fabrics because that's how you make them into chenille. And again, I didn't see a chenille thing in here yet, but I'm going to keep looking and I will let you know if there is. But for now, like I said, I write my little page numbers on here so that I can refer back to what items are needed for that entire block. That's not needed either. It's just something that works for me. So I'm just giving little tips on how to do your cutting. Like I said, I'm not going to go through it step by step of this one is that until we get to the blocks. So if you want to prep your fabrics, you can go ahead and start with some of these tips that I've given you, or you can wait and do them each block. So each block, I will start each tutorial with, this is the fabric we're going to use and this is what size you use it. I do back it, I show you that. Lots and lots of tips on each block. But for now, I'm just going to start prepping my fabrics and getting ready for cup of cheer. I'm very excited about this one. It is so darn cute. All right, so if you're ready, go ahead and start prepping your fabrics. I will give little tidbits as I go through it in our Cristin Creates group. Hopefully you've joined that. It is on Facebook, so super active group, super wonderful people. You can ask pretty much anything in that group, and there's lots of people to help with answers. We've got a phenomenal admin team. So anyway, I hope that you can join that group and join the fun. That's where you share the photos of your group. And we'll also go over how to find the links under the video, because under the video, it's super important. There's lots of the links on how to find My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop for our sponsor, and what our coupon code is, and what products I recommend, and little tips, and what's coming up next, and lots of information under the video. It's in the video description, so we'll go over that too. But I gotta get started cutting. I'm really excited. So you know it's a good project to work on while you're doing your cutting? You could make a shirt. If you haven't made a shirt yet, I highly recommend it. You know, I always have embroidered shirts on. So I am going to, while I've got my cutting, once I get going on my cutting, I am going to embroider on a tank top for the gym. So what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. On the back of my tank top, I am going to put, I haven't decided which one yet, I will add information, but I'm going to put one of those like flower inspiring words. Have you seen those? Or just an inspiring word, whatever, down the back of my tank top. So I think that would be really fun, something inspiring. I'd love to see, if you're going to make a shirt for this project, I'd love to see something inspiring, something that says brave or courage, or even the word inspire, or something cool. So I'll give some ideas. So one thing to look out for if you buy one of these like tank top muscle shirt type shirts, some of them the back crosses. I'm not sure how I'm going to embroider on this one. I might just do it on the front, but get a t-shirt, get a shirt that zips up, get a tank top, get something. I'd love to see you embroider on something. So my shirt today is do what makes you happy. Isn't that fun? That is a designs by Juju design, and one of the inspiring packs. I don't remember which one, but I always put information underneath the video, and I'm going to show you how to look under the video for those newbies that haven't done that yet. Oh, but before I do that, I want you to set a goal. You know me, I'm very goal oriented, and I like to get everybody working on a goal during a project. So you figure out your goal for during the entire length of Cup of Cheer. While we're working on Cup of Cheer, I want to hear what your goal is, and I want to hear updates every now and then on how you're doing with your goal. I am going to eat healthy, try and up my protein, and go to the gym 5 days a week. I have a big goal for Cup of Cheer, especially after all that ice cream from 2 scoops, right? So our last project, your homework was to eat ice cream and share pictures of yourself. This time your goal is up to you, but if it's like working out or going for a walk, doing the gym, something, some sort of exercise, I'd love to see pictures. Or if it's to eat healthy, show me a picture of your salad, something like that. So anyway, let's do it together and let's make a goal. Hey everyone, so I've been asked if I am going to follow the order of the book, and I am not. I want to be clear, I am not. So when you are putting your fabrics in the packages, what you could do is just label it saying the name of that block, but not put them in numerical order. I'm just going to jump around in the book and keep it interesting, but like I said, you can put the name of the block, because I will start every video saying we're going to work on this block, and then it'll be easy to find. If you're using those packets, you can just pull out that packet for that day. I hope that helps. Back from the gym, excuse this look, but I wanted to tell you one thing. So I am getting back to my cutting now, and I want to point out that on page 8 of your guide, there is this page that has all of the fabrics listed, and I want to point out many of these are directional fabrics. So if you look at how they show the cutting guide on here, that will help you to make it all fit correctly on, especially on the directional prints. So that's one important thing. The other thing is that I have made notes on each of my pages. I'm going to try and take a photo of this, and maybe I'll even scan it. And I will include it in our group, in the Cristin Creates Facebook group, for those that want it. If you're not on Facebook, you're only on YouTube, you'll have to do a screenshot. I will add it into the tutorial, but I don't have a way of getting you the actual photo. So you'll have to do a screenshot when you see it, if this is what you want. So what I did is I wrote down the page number, so you can see that on each fabric it shows the section that it's in, but it doesn't say the page number. And I find the page number more helpful, because I can make sure I can go to that page and go, oh yeah, that is the fabric, because you can see they're bigger on the actual block page versus this little fabric cutting guide. And these actually, there's not very many that are difficult to see on this, so don't worry about it too much. But as I mentioned, I will go over each one on each tutorial, and you'll be all good to go. Don't worry. so I just want to show you how to get the links under the video and show you some of the information that's under every single video. So I'm on my desktop here on my computer. You can do this on your phone as well. So I'm going to just open up a browser, and you would go to YouTube and then type in Cristin Creates. This is the Cristin Creates channel. You can see all the videos. There's playlists here. So if you're working on a past project, there's a playlist for each of our projects. So from the home screen, you can click on any video. This one here is about our cup of cheer. It's telling you the products that we need.
I love to make
Sorry, I'm going
lots
to
of
turn
fun
on my sound
projects
here.
using machine
All right, so
embroidery.
click on any video. So here is our cup of cheer video, and it's present day, telling you what supplies are needed for the cup of cheer video, or for the project, sorry. So here is the video. Right now it's just an ad. We'll hit skip. Okay, so there's the video right below the video. So here's the title, Kimberbell Cup of Cheer Quilt Present Day Get Your Supplies Group Project. And then right under that, see, this is the video description. It looks a little different on mine because I'm the owner of the page. But right here it says click here to see links below the video, and then there's information, and right here it says see more. So click on that more and look at all the information that is under the video. So there's always information under every single video, and it tells you the upcoming projects. It tells you who our sponsor is for this project. It has a link to the sponsor's shop to be able to purchase the supplies, a link to join our Facebook group, Cristin Creates, and then information here. If you need to order your quilting supplies, you would just go to, if you need to order the quilting designs. So I've mentioned this before. If you can order from our sponsor's affiliate link, they get a little kickback from Kimberbell to be able to purchase their supplies. So look how easy this is. If we want to order the cup of cheer quilting design, you would just click on that link, which is under all of my videos for each of my sponsored videos. And then from here, what I do is I type in the project. So cup of cheer, and then you can see what comes up. There we go. So there is the quilting bundle right there. And so you can see that you can't actually see, it doesn't show you, but we know that we clicked on the affiliate link for our sponsor, and so that it puts a little cookie on your computer to tell them that you're using the My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop sponsor, since they're sponsoring our project. So you would click on this to order your bundle, and it's already all set up through My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. Also, they have this new cute quilt label. How fun is that? So that's how easy it is to find the links underneath the video, and also how to purchase the quilting designs from Kimberbell. Notice that they come as a direct download from Kimberbell after you purchase it, but we used the link under the video right here. To order the cup of cheer quilting designs, please use the affiliate link from our sponsor, and that's right there. And this link is the one that goes directly to My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, so that you can purchase your cup of cheer supplies. There they are. The thread kit, they have both Hemingworth or Glide. So everything is always under the videos. And like I said, here's the video, and then right below are all the links. And this also shows our next up projects, what's coming next. And then when you go even lower than that, I always have some various supply suggestions. So like the dry erase envelope packets that we use to organize our fabrics, that link is always here. Rotating cutting mat, small iron for when you're ironing in the hoop, various little things that I talk about in the video. Usually there's always a link underneath. And then I also usually have a link to the shirt design. I wasn't wearing one that let's see, I don't remember what I wore in this one. Oh, I wore my Girlfriend's Quilt Shop shirt in this video. So anyway, lots of information always underneath the videos, and all you do is click on that see more. It says click here to see links below the video, then click see more. If you're doing it on a phone, it's basically the same thing. You would go to YouTube, and let's see, I can't show you unfortunately because I'm on a screen share, but you would go to YouTube, type in Cristin Creates, open up any video, and then there's a little arrow on the right hand side of the video name. So the video name would say Kimberbell Cup of Cheer Quilt, whichever one. That's my dog. And then just there's a little arrow next to it, and you just click on that, and all the information that is shown here on my computer is also shown on a phone. So very easy to find the links under every video, and they're under all of them. So easy to do. So anyway, let's get started with our cutting.